Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever part of the world you may be watching in. But if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you first let me know if you can hear me by simply letting me know you can hear me. So I'm not, yay, you guys can hear me. If you're tuning in for the very first time, please do let me know on the very bottom, where are you watching me from? It's very interesting because I have been getting a lot of international folk, which is why I now have my leadership coaching for paid YouTube community member on my Friday 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. When you guys are part of any of my community member, when you hit the reminder on icon, it will translate to your time zone and your date. Okay. So my name is Holly Lee. I am a career coach. I'm very passionate in technology. Well, I've spent over 20 years to do nothing but tech. Eat tech, sleep tech, literally everything I talk about is tech related. I spent the longest employment at Amazon, where I was an interview trainer, started my career as a recruiter and left when I was a recruiting leader. So I'm very familiar with the top tech companies and what they're looking for. In this channel, you will find my best strategies, my best tips. Normally, the first 10 minutes is based on webinars to help you pass your job interview with whatever company of your choice and not just Amazon. Okay. So I actually have an agenda for you. I wanted to share, if you guys looked at the title here, it says career coaching to land a job offer with FANG companies, ideally with any company. We talk a little bit about passion versus what truly bring you up alive. I'm not going to share a personal stories with that, but what I'm trying to share with you is sometimes you may think that you only want to work for Amazon, right? I'm getting a lot of Amazon here, very few Google, but it may not be the right job for you or the right environment for you. And maybe a startup is to your liking. That's why I'm here as your virtual coach every single week to walk you through in self identifying who you are, right, guys? Before you even start branding yourself in the right job. So, this is transitioning us right into why you didn't pass the Amazon interview. Ah, yes. So there's no other way for me to say this. Um, this is really coupled up with many years of being in the industry and not just being a content creator on YouTube or, being a coach to you in any of my services. The number one reason why so many people, I read thousands of your messages weekly. Okay. I have the opportunity, especially since the pandemic, to help a lot of people who land an offer with Apple and Google as well, outside of Amazon. And the number one thing that I've seen why, not a whole lot, a few that did not land a job offer, a lot of them whom are just reaching out to me on LinkedIn or followers on my YouTube channels, didn't get a job offer. And I read all of your messages, but here are some of the common theme. Number one, I'm just going to say it like it is, okay? It's called laziness. Let me explain what I meant by laziness. For example, I have received, I want to say 90% of my messages via LinkedIn, which is a very large platform. I'm talking about professionals around the world. The common messages is, I don't have time to work with you or any of your programs, Holly. Can you please give me your handwritten tools and how to answer the LP per each LP, Holly? And at first, I had to reread my messages just to make sure that I'm not maybe lacking coffee. I'm not seeing things clearly. That's just a clear indication that you're trying to find an easy way out. And professionals, interviewed is an art. Okay, it is truly an art. It takes a very long time to get to where you need it to be, especially for those who's been at the same job even for 5 years, 10 years. You're going to get really rusty. So I'm begging you guys, you have to put in the hard work. You have to. Okay. Another thing is, I mean, you're basically self admitted to yourself and to me that you don't want to do the work. When you're reaching, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only content creator that you reach out to. You cannot reach out to a professional coach who is running her own business, by the way, and by the way, providing you free coaching weekly, twice a week, by the way, to help you answer your question. That is crazy. That is nuts. Okay. Another common thing is your Amazon writing exercise. No, I will not be writing your exercise for you, nor should anybody else. Okay. My coaching is helping you think big and dive deep into your experiences. And of course, I'm going to talk about the STAR method. This seems to be an appropriate time to do so. Even in writing anything, it's good to think about the STAR format in keeping concise and answering the questions. I do not write it for you, but I will make sure that you have everything dragging out of your background to put it in the credential that's relevant to the role. Okay. So I get a lot of that stuff. And the number two thing is lack of motivation. Generally, when our human brain lacks motivation, there's just really one thing, right? We don't enjoy doing the task. We don't enjoy whatever it is that we're doing. In this case, we're talking about interview prep. I get it. Okay, I get it. If you're working with me, it's even worse. I am telling you guys that you need to practice, 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 and record yourself like 10,000 times. But when you are my client, you get to hear it every single day inside the platform and my weekly office hour. Okay, that hasn't changed. So you must change your mindset to be self motivated. Even so, there are so many folks who basically just say, Holly, I didn't pass my Amazon interview. What's next? Can you help me do this? Can you make the answer we should be asking ourselves is changing our mindset. What can I do to go above and beyond? For me, guys, for me, okay? For you guys, you have to do that. Um, there's just so many messages. I literally spend the entire week of catching up with my LinkedIn messages because my team is taking some time off. So I'm trying to jump in and do a lot of the back end office stuff. And as I'm reading through, and I generally am the one who's responding to all your messages. It's me. It's not a robot or anyone else, I promise. And I read it. I genuinely really care about helping people and influencing other in just not getting food on the table, but making sure that you're in the right job. Because if you're going to just pay the bills, you're not going to last. You're not. I'm being very real here. You will be miserable and it will show, and you probably won't last for more than a couple of months. Okay? You have to change your mindset and tell yourself there's three things. I actually put it in the bullet right here. Number one is say, I will do whatever it takes to land the right offer. Two, I will tell myself that I have done my best. And I can guarantee for a lot of the folks whom hasn't worked with me, but even in my community, in the social spaces, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. You have to tell yourself, did you do the best that you can? I know you haven't. Because when you reach out to me via email or anywhere else, you basically are saying, I didn't get my interview. Can you please help me apply to a job at Google? No one can help you apply for a job at Google. I can tell you exactly what to do strategically to get you there. Okay? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that my preaching makes sense with you all. Excuse me. I guess lastly, oh, sorry. I'm making a mess here. You have to put in the work and no one can help you but yourself. If you were to look at yourself in the mirror, I would love for you to repeat all of that. The three bullets that I just mentioned. At the bare minimum, you have to tell yourself, what could you possibly do to step up for you? Not for me, not for anyone, not for Amazon, but for you. Okay. And how are you going to do this? Let's spend a quick moment on the how. Okay. I have shown photos of handwritten stories and answers from my clients. Those who landed a job offer, true story, at least 70% of those, even executive guys, even VP are showing up. Okay, when the clock tick and our coaching session start, I can see it in back of the camera like this, my background. I can see them putting a whole page of the leadership principle, the questions and their answer, and I was blown away. Even before coaching them, they are showing up prepared. So I know that their expectation is so high on themselves. I better toughen up and make sure that I'm giving them 150% of me and not even 110%. Okay. That's what I mean by being so selective in the people that I help in my coaching programs, because you guys are the reason that I'm motivated and that's bringing me alive. And what I want to make sure that I'm able to continue motivating you together. But I need to, like this, every Tuesday and Friday, my goal is to come in here and pump you up. Okay. No, I'm not going to tell you guys what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what it takes in order for you to pay the bill in doing what you like. Okay. Another thing is practicing at least, guys, at least bare minimum 30 times before you land your phone interview with the hiring manager. A lot of the folks, as reading through your messages, of course, Holly, I'm really interested in your VIP coaching, and can we schedule a private coaching with you after I made it to the on site interview? You won't be making to any interview if you don't put in the work. Okay. In fact, I have a couple playlists. Actually, I have everything here. But before I show you that, I've been working really hard in the last few weeks in building this. This is called my interview kit, how you can land a job. It has every single thing in guiding you on what to research down to the role, the employer, and how to use Glassdoor. Yes, Glassdoor, I'm back. Okay. It has everything you possibly need, and I will release this to everybody in the upcoming week. It's almost completed, but it took weeks for me to do that. And all I'm asking you is implement all the work that I'm doing for you, because if not, it seems like I'm caring for your success more than you caring for your own success. Okay? That is as raw as I can make it. Another thing is this playlist. I'm telling you guys right now, before you even start creating your story, you need to build your LinkedIn profile and networking tips. Look at this. Look at this playlist. There's no love for LinkedIn, by the way, on the platform, which is YouTube. No one searches for LinkedIn, but there's so much stuff. Okay. And I'm not even the only creator. There's so many great creators that are more polished than I am. I would encourage you to do your homework and just check it out. Again, check a number of different content creator and just get the best out of creating your LinkedIn profile and learn how to network. And for those who have followed me for quite some time now, you know that you should never ever put all your eggs in one basket. If you're interviewing for Amazon, you should at least put 20% of your effort in networking with other company as well. And don't put all your bank in your all the bank in your buck. I don't know. I don't know the American language, but you guys got the idea. Okay? That is a really powerful playlist that has been underrated, to be honest. It's creating your LinkedIn profile, how to network. I even have a template in there, word by word, on how you should reach out to the recruiter and hiring manager, guys. Okay, word by word. Another playlist I really want to mention, because so many of you have asked me, even Holly, can you jump on with me for a few minutes and go over the role with me? Absolutely not. Who would? Imagine yourself working at a full time job with an employer, and you randomly get like thousands of people asking you that question. Would you do that? Okay. This is what I mean, guys. The number one thing I talk about, it's called laziness. And I love, why wouldn't I love having a fan base, right? We all do. We're content creator. I survive in my YouTube channel because of you guys. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But when you reach out to me, I wanted to genuinely help you, but you have to show me that you have done some work. Okay. One last thing I wanted to show you is this right here. This playlist is extremely powerful because every single person asked me the same thing. And yes, I have rewatched the entire stream for the last year. It's right here, guy. It is called the Amazon Leadership Principle questions and answer. Okay. And answer. Basically, look for everything with the word answer on it, and you will be able to find what you're looking for. Okay. So let's get started. If you're new to my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my new upload. Okay. That's it. I'm done. I'm done preaching to you guys. Now, I wanted to say hello to the folks who are here. Wapo, welcome. Charles, welcome back. Miss Mountain Dew, always early. Greg, hello. Hans Peter. Hans Peter reminds me of the Star Wars. Austria. Agnes, I'm going to get your name eventually this year, before the year's over. Agnes, Andrea, hello. Jadish, hello. Thank you so much for being a paid YouTube member. Claire, woohoo! I'm so excited when I see members from my Star Interview Accelerator in the house. I'm excited. Can you guys tell how excited I am when my coaching platform community is here? Suri 2014, how are you? Wang Li, how are you, Wang Li? I've been following your YouTube channel for a couple of months. Thank you for the great, well, thank you for being here. You guys are the reason that I am here. You're the reason that I'm growing, so thank you. By the way, if you guys haven't checked yet, if you look at the community, there's a button on my main channel. It's called Community. I made a post a few days ago. Let me know what other topics you'd like me to talk about, because I feel that I'm talking about Amazon quite a lot. And I feel like I've talked about every single thing that has to do with Amazon. I'm not moving on. Don't worry. Don't freak out. I'm still going to talk about Amazon, but what other areas of focus are you truly lacking that you would like me to help you overcome the struggle? Okay. So let me know in the community section and I will do so. The number one request right now is LinkedIn profile review, which is coming up. For first, I got to learn how to do it. Broadcasting, don't worry, it's coming. It's coming in the next 1 to 2 weeks, and it's going to be on the Friday stream. Okay. And if you want to be a part of that, all you have to do is click the join button underneath my video, any of my video, and you can see the membership tier. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's not going to break a bank, I promise you, at $3.99. Okay. Ankur, hello, Ankur. Laura from Italy, how are you? Italy in the house. Ayan, how are you? Fernando. Liddy from New Jersey. Monkey from Texas. TM, Atlanta, Hartford. My family is in Connecticut, not Connecticut, but Springfield, Massachusetts, which is right next door to Hartford, Connecticut. Elizabeth, hello. Rochemeath from Washington. Nice. Seattle in the house. Congratulations to your Seahawk, even though you see my little 49er down here. But congratulations to the Seahawk last night. Anurak, hello. Got Amazon interview scheduled for next week. Everybody, can we please wish our friend best of luck interviewing for his Amazon interview next week? Congratulations for making it this far. Best of luck, okay, my friend? Make sure that you take a look at the playlist that I've just mentioned for examples. Examples on my top behavioral questions. And the feedback that I'm gathering from my community member is Amazon and startups as well as Apple are all asking the same question. Hint, hint. Emily, tell me about a time you failed. Well, Emily, actually, funny that you mentioned. I have it right here for you, Emily. It is called career failure. Ding, 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 ding. Woo! Right here. Okay, check out that playlist. This whole playlist, and there's also the star interview example. Amazon star interview playlist as well. There's more. There's part 1 and part 2. Okay, let me get rid of it. There you go. Was confused with myself for a second. Jose, thank you for being here. You've been supporting me for quite a few months. Hungry for employment. Thank you so much for the star. I'm only looking for the star. You guys know how passionate I am with my star. Where are my stars? Where are my stars? Iman, good to see you, Iman. Diane, I love me some coffee. I have 3 shots of espresso this morning, and this is the outcome of 3 shots espresso. Hey, by the way, guys, drop it in the comment below. Let me know what is your favorite coffee place, preferably mom and pop. And would you go for mom and pop or the chain like Starbucks coffee? Leave in a comment below, because a lot of you guys are from Pacific Northwest. I would love to stop by those coffee shops. And when travel is back up and coming again, I would love to. I may be around your neighborhood. You don't know that. Prior to the pandemic, I was actually traveling quite a bit. Okay. Thank you so much. San Diego is in the house. Thank you so much for the star. You guys know that I am a star fanatic. I cannot get enough of the star. In fact, I love it so much that I have the Star Interview Accelerator program, which took me literally 4 months to build everything of my entire career into a short couple hour course for you guys. Okay. For Derecio, how are you? Wow. So you have been following me for a while. First time making the live session. Where are you tuning in from, Federico? And I do have a Friday stream as well, earlier time at 9:30 a.m. Okay. Greg says, for Amazon, I went through 14 leadership principle. Under each one, I made work experience that will apply to that principle. You could do it that way too. That's actually very, very smart. There are so many ways to prep for your Amazon job interviewed. Um, I mean, you guys heard me preach the first 10 minutes about not being lazy, right? You know that if you should decide to join my VIP or any of my services, the authentic actually gets worse. I'm very nice. I'm very, very nice and very professional, but I like to say things like it is because I truly wanted, if I could spend 1 minute in having a conversation with you and figure you out. Seriously, I could figure out exactly what your strength is, what your weaknesses are. Within a minute, I can figure out why you didn't pass your interview and what would it take for you to get there. In this case, Greg, that's very, very smart. The number one thing that I will coach all of you guys to do is one, you need to know the leadership principle very, very well. If you know the leadership principle, even if you have one example for each and every leadership principle, if you reread your own story, guys, you know that you're going to hit at least 50 to 80% LPs, right? That is true. You don't ever just hit one LP, okay? But the next thing I want you to do is you can do that for fun. For you to prep for an Amazon interview, and I've actually asked all of my clients who landed an offer, in average, it takes them 2 to 3 months. Okay. The ones who land an offer within even 2 weeks, the earliest was 2 weeks, and 3 weeks because they had already prepped months in advance before they got to me. So when they got to me, we were only focusing on perfecting their 15, 20 stories and mock interview, and that was it. And they were phenomenal. Okay. You must be able to answer my top 15 behavioral questions. Once you're able to do that, just underneath your answer, just put what leadership principle is it tying to? And I guarantee you there's at least at the bare minimum 5, if not 10 out of 14. Okay? Rajit, hey Rajit, what can be follow-up questions for behavioral questions? Well, Rajit, I talked about this in my video as well. I believe there's a template in my video. I don't, for those who follow my business page, I've actually killed my business page because I have hired a phenomenal marketing partner who runs my entire operation, basically run all of my business and all of the uh, simplistic UI landing pages that you see. So I'm building out on having a page. By the way, when I say page, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let me pull up let me show you guys where things are, okay? It's hollylee.co. Oh my god, I don't even know how to do this, so bear with me. Bear with me, guys. Let me do share screen, unlock. Okay. Oh, it worked. Woohoo! I'm so excited. This is my first time sharing my screen. Can you guys tell? Well, now that I know it's working. So this is an example of my business page, which I'll make it a little bigger for you guys to see. On the very top here, I'm going to show you guys where all my free stuff is, okay? On the very, very top, you see this section called download. I know she basically smacked my hand and told me to stop using the word freebie. It's very unprofessional, Holly. That's why she's hired. So under download, if you click on that, it brings you to my first freebie. This is the most important thing. This is my personal template. And when you put your first name and email, because I want to know who's using my template, there's a lot of robots. Okay, let's be honest here. And in full disclosure, every week I personally will send you an email just to remind you that there's a free webinar like this. That's really it. Okay, so that's what the announcement is. Every time when there's a free webinar, there's multiple ones a week, and I'm working on something special for the holiday. That's what this is for. under each and every freebie, there's going to be a video to walk you through examples and more example on how to get there. Okay. And of course, these are all the folks who follow everything to a T and all our Amazonians. Woo woo. Okay. Another thing that you guys should really take a look at, guys, these are brand spanking new on my blog. Those who are really struggling, you should really take my blog a little serious, even though it got built a month ago. And of course, I didn't tell anybody, right? Of course, you didn't know. I didn't tell you. So if you click on it, just take a moment to read through everything. Yes, guys, there's a video on every single thing that I do. This is a 5-minute or 4-minute video, basically to make it easier for you. It's also written down on every single important point that you should know. Okay. And if you still need more help, and there's a link to join my group coaching, which is my amazing VIP, which half of them are on there right now. Okay. I'm done. I am done sharing this. Let me come back to my, oh, this is my primary display, guys. This is what I am looking at. So please forgive me while I find while I find myself back. Current. Oh no, how do I come back to you guys? Let's go with where, there you go. Wow, that's cool. That was my first time moving things around. How do you like that, bad boy, huh? How do you like that? And thank you, by the way. If you follow me even 8 months ago when I've started the live stream, it was miserable and horrible. I couldn't even get anything to work. So I've come a really long way to really sharp enough for you guys. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up on in. Let me know if that have answered your question for Draco. There, if you look at any of those videos that I've just showed you guys, you must download my star template. Okay, there are templates for every single thing, and that was at the playlist I was showing you. Gary, good to see you here. I literally just responded to you today. I'm really sorry. I know that I've been behind on my LinkedIn messages. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Yes. After failing my first interview with Amazon, I was very disappointed, and it took almost 4 months for me to overcome. It is true. Yep. It's okay. I'm back and need suggestion. Where should I start? That's an excellent question. Okay, here you go. The number one thing that I've asked for you to do is first, stop applying to job. Second, remember the not so fancy LinkedIn playlist I just showed you. You have to, okay? Now that I've learned how to do this, I'm going to show you guys this one more time. Alias and everybody else, I'm going to show you where things are, okay? Hang on. You see this right here? I'm going to make this big for you guys, okay? Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. I didn't even know I can do this. Okay. If you go to my, just Holly Lee, this is my page, okay? If you go to playlist, this is what I mean by playlist, guys, okay? By the way, do you like my channel art? One of my VIP member is also a graphic designer, and she did this. I know you're here. Wink, wink. So anyway, get back to the topic. This is called the power of LinkedIn playlist. For all of you who did not get a job at Amazon or anywhere else, go here. When you click on that, look at this, guys. You see this bar over here? I'm touching this bar. The first thing you should look at is number one, I want you to look at how to create your LinkedIn profile. That's a number one thing, okay? Right here. And the second thing you do is how to connect with recruiters. There's a template in there, okay? You need to connect with recruiters and hiring managers. And I tell you exactly how to do it with the geography, guys. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Sorry, I know it's a little small. Oops, sorry. You see that? Right here. You have to watch all of it. And as you can tell, it's 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes. You guys get where I'm going. This is where I've reviewed your LinkedIn profile. You don't need to see that. This is highly important, guys. If you were to miss this, fella here comes on a lot of ads. Let me just go ahead and click that out. Okay. Over here, it says how to connect with Amazon on LinkedIn. I'm teaching you how to connect with Amazon hiring managers. Okay. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Let me know if this makes sense to you, if you're liking what I'm sharing with you guys. This is what I mean by playlist. There are so many good content in here, and you guys are not taking it serious. Okay. I just want you to take it serious. And I know for a fact that it has worked. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, my friend. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Hey, Ashley, calling from cold and foggy UK. Woo woo, UK. It's okay. It was like Jurassic Park in Seattle, and I think we're 37 degrees for the entire week. Vadita, hello, Vadita. I have an interview today. Oh, you have an interview today and you jumped on. Hiring manager does ask me for two questions that get me back to you original answer after I respond something. Does that mean I didn't satisfy the answer? If hiring manager or not, guys, if an interviewer is asking you the same questions twice, that is true. That means you haven't been able to provide them with an answer yet. That means that you need to probably look at all of my example, how I've answered the behavioral questions template that I just showed you with the whole playlist a second ago. You need to check that, okay? If you don't have at the bare minimum 20 story of everything that's in my playlist, it's really hard for you to land a job offer, especially right now when the employer's attention span is so short. My attention span is so short, guys. For example, um, yes, I have stopped my coaching members during a mock interview if they talk more than 30 seconds and I'm completely lost. I would rather not waste their time and I would rather position them in the right place. When you're in an interview mode, guys, the interviewer, when they stop you, you're done. That's it. Okay. So that's why it is so important for you just grow up the first 15 minutes of my stream. I talked a lot about what to avoid and how to practice and the importance of practicing at the bare minimum 30 times. Bare minimum, guys. Okay. Kalyan. Hey, Kalyan. Kalyan from India. Dipto. You put a smile on my face every time I see you roaming in here. Okay. By the way, did you guys like it earlier how I was able to live stream on my second monitor? Give me a thumbs up or give me a star. You guys know I'm a big fan of star. Give me a star and let me know if you like to see more of that stuff. Rather than telling you, I'll just show you. Okay? Hi, Nicole. How are you? Bippo. Hi, Bippo. There's a Dipto and a Bippo. I feel like I'm about to start a jam here. Ayan. Hi, Ayan. Greg, good luck to you on your second interview. Everybody, can we please wish our friend Greg best of luck on your second interview? And please do keep me posted, okay? Anurik? Okay, Anurik. Thank you very much. Have watched a lot of you trying to connect with you in your website. Guys, the website that I just linked to you, which is literally hollylee.co, when you download my star template, you are automatically subscribed into my business page. That way, you're going to get an update in any cool things that I am building for you. Okay? Full disclosure, there's nothing to hide here. Hans, how do the 12 Amazon principle map to other big player? I love this question. Yay. Love it. I love it because you're asking me questions that are different from the traditional Amazon questions that I generally get here. The Amazon principle questions in some way or another are very similar to other employer. Let me explain. I have done prior to the pandemic, prior to the announcement of COVID-19, I had the opportunity to work with two pre-IPO startup as a principal. I too got affected and kicked off as well. Okay. Even so, they have their own version of the leadership principle, which is company's core value. One way or another, guys, they're all the same. Okay. The reason why Amazon has 14 is because Jeff Bezos is extremely obsessed with customer, which is what I love. I just feel like having the opportunity to work for so many different players, Amazon is probably by far the one company that is extremely obsessed with their external customer, which is consumer, like you and I are B2B, okay? Which is their customer obsession. Other company would call it customer service or customer centric or customer focus. at Amazon. They just call it customer obsession. You see where I'm going? A lot of the big tech companies, such as Facebook, have a core value called moving fast. And then at Amazon, it's called bias for action. It's really the same thing. You guys get where I'm going, right? So, what I'm trying to tell you, Hans, the leadership principle, it's pretty much the same thing across all the company. And the reason why other companies don't have as much yet is because they're still trying to identify what is truly important for their businesses, the culture, and the people. That Amazon figured that out. That was like the number one of their things. I think they have the 14 LP. God, it's actually 14 LP, not 12. I can't, God, as far as I can remember, I wanted to say Amazon has been around for about 20 years. They have the LP for about 15 of those years. Okay. So they almost immediately comes up with a bulk of expectation to make sure that they're hiring people at the top bar, top performers in the industry market, and smart folks coming in to help them build whatever they needed to. Okay. That's a long-winded version. But I wanted to make sure that I'm able to evaluate fairly and not just focus on top tier company, because that's not true. It's all size company, even non-tech. CK, watch some of your videos. It really helped remember some of the incidents I have forgotten. Cool, CK. I Tango had my final loop interviewed next week, feeling very comfortable with behavioral questions thanks to your content. Just prepping for technical now. Yay. By the way, I Tango, for technical questions, I'm not sure what role you're interviewing for. What role are you interviewing for, by the way? Go check out Glassdoor, because Glassdoor has a lot of different, even tech questions specifically for your role. Okay. I'm saying that because that's what I do with my clients. There are 63 people watching, and half of you are giving me a thumbs up. If I can please, for those who are shy in the background, it's okay. You don't have to put a comment if you don't want to. But should you be interested to, you could always make up a scream name. Okay. You don't have to, like Bear in the Wild. Hey, Bear in the Wild. You don't have to use your real name to do so. Okay. As mentioned in my previous stream, 97% of folks who are coming in like this, who are watching me quietly in the background, you guys are not even subscriber. Okay. I mean, have those 97% of folks subscribe to my channel. I'm just saying that I should probably be in about 100,000 subscriber count by now, but you're not subscribing. So what can a girl do to provide content that you care about if you're too shy to say hello? At least let me know that you're here. I want to know who's watching me. I want to know who's watching me. Okay. So I appreciate the thumbs up or star. Cool. Bear Noel says, how long is everyone taking to answer these star questions? I'm timing myself 60 to 90 seconds. My friend, Bear in the Wild, that's too long. Okay. I recommend 30 second to 1 minute at the max. If you're going to go to 60 second, it needs to be very pumping. Okay. There needs to be a beat of very exciting story you're going to tell, what problem you're trying to solve, your action plan, what have you done in a couple sentences, and what was your business impact? What is your ROI, which is return on investment. Okay. Even if you take a look at any of my example on the playlist, or my Amazon Star interview playlist, I talked a lot about that. Okay. And for those of you who are in my Star course or my VIP member, you know that originally, when all of you guys, and I've had the opportunity to work with nearly almost 100 folks by now, and all of them said the same thing to me. Holly, it's not possible. Just explaining the situation, it's already a minute. So, you know who you are. I'm staring at your name right now. It's impossible. I can't do it. So basically, what I've done is I pretty much asked them, just in 1 to 2 sentences, tell me what is the situation of your story. What are you trying to tell the interviewer? They did. Okay. Well, in 1 to 2 sentences, what problem are you trying to solve? Preferably 1 sentence. And they did. And I said, okay, if you're going to spend some time on more storytelling, you can go up to 3. Just in 3 sentences, how did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 1 to 2 sentences. How would you end it? 3 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 1 to 2 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 3 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 1 to 2 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 3 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 1 to 2 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 3 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 1 to 2 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? 3 sentences. How did you solve this problem? So they did. And I said, okay, how would you end it? where how would you end the result with a wow factor on how much money you're able to generate or save, or how much percentage of efficiency you're able to increase or reduce time, whatever the problem they're trying to solve. Basically, your result, when you look at coming up with an answer for a good answer for your result, you have to look at the problem you're trying to solve, which is your task. You guys understand now why I'm such a big fan of the STAR method? Okay. So when you're doing that, it's allowing you to think, oh, okay, I actually helped the company generate. I was actually because of my implementation, I was actually able to land an extended contract of 250K from this customer. Perfect. You see where I'm going? So the story of that is that customer were able to do it in 30 seconds. He went from 3 minutes for just telling us the story down to 30 seconds. Okay? I love this. Best coffee in Seattle. That is right. And also Amsterdam. I love European coffee, especially in Amsterdam. It is so dark and rich and creamy where I don't even feel like adding milk or sugar into it. CK, it really helped me remember some. Okay, makes sense. Tell me a time. Tell me about a time recounts can be. You know what? The thing is, everything start with tell me a time, and I can see that a lot of other players do the exact same thing. Tell me a time, tell me a time. I feel like I'm falling asleep as I'm trying to answer their question. And yes, I have to do my own pitch as well, even letting corporate account. No worries. I don't have time for corporate account right now because my goal is working with individual in my group coaching with you guys. Okay. It's, if you are an HR professional or hiring manager or in a hiring authority who's watching me right now, I am begging you to stop interviewing your candidates with tell me about a time. Let's all be creative here and think big and use other words like, could you please walk me through a situation, or could you give me an example how you're able to build a product from scratch using, I don't know, Java coding, whatever role that may be. There are so many ways to ask the same questions. Can you guys tell that it is my pet peeve for maybe like a little bit lazy? And all you have to do is make it interesting for the candidate. Interviewed is a two-way street. If the candidate is getting bored or is already getting the anxiety and you're asking them the same thing and the same format, it's not helping. For Draco, Los Angeles. I love LA. I actually went to high school in Los Angeles County. Isabel. Hi, Isabel. I got an interview with a recruiter for a senior PM in HR analytics in 2 days. How do I prepare every single thing I just talked about, Isabel? What are the top 15 behavioral questions? Bear in a while, that's an excellent answer. If you take a look at my Amazon leadership principle playlist, it's in orange. Every single one of those LP will have at least two top behavioral questions. All of it, my friend. Okay. If top two, meaning that one of them is for people management or leadership, the other one is focused on individual contributor. So if you're not a people leadership, you don't have to answer leadership questions. And if you're struggling, just show up on Friday and let me know. I will do what I just did to show you exactly where it is. Rajid, hello, Rajid. Manik, thank you so much for being a member. What can be follow up? If you did you copy and paste? If you copy and paste, you don't have to because I will get to everybody before I leave for the day. That's how I roll. If you're not able to make it to one Amazon interview, do they still consider you for the other position? Well, it depends. Anurak, if you're not considered for an interview, depending on the feedback, okay? If you're interviewing, for example, if you're a program manager and you don't make it to this program manager, you're done with program management because the bar is the same for the entire company. Okay, you still need your program management life cycle. You still need experience with the right scope and scale while managing large program, preferably on a global footprint. You don't always have to have global experiences, but Amazon needs to feel that you're able to fulfill a task in that role. Unless your feedback is something different, then yes. Fernando. Hi, Mina. Fernando says, I have a finance background. The key thing I'm looking for is guidance regarding what groups at Amazon are best fit. Should I apply? That's a very good question. Well, Fernando, one thing that I should mention is if you go to LinkedIn and do a quick search under the job section, Fernando, just finance analyst, finance manager. I'm not really sure what type of finance you are because finance is very there's a various numbers of opportunity. It's really depending on the products. Okay. Finance is one thing, but every single organization or product line needs finance, right? I'm talking about literally every single thing from consumer, from AWS, to yeah, consumer retail. I said that already. Kindle, I mean, everything has a finance person. So the question here is which product line would you be interested in? When you answer why Amazon, I wouldn't be vague in saying because I want for work for Amazon, but I would talk about why that specific product line or group. And go check out the blog that I just show you guys where to get to my blog on my webpage. Okay. I mean, I literally walk you through step by step on how you get there. Baltimore. Hey, Baltimore from Washington, D.C. Oh, thank you. You're awesome. Peppo says my job application at Amazon still active. Still active. Nobody contact me back. I contact some recruiters on LinkedIn and Amazon employee asking about the result, but no answer. The status at Amazon or any company doesn't mean anything. It could simply just be because I'm busy, I'm going to select all, which is thousands and thousands, even half a million candidate and active. Or if I'm in the mood, I basically would just select all and say move to consideration until I have time and look for the one that are a better fit before I reach out to them. Do you see where I'm going? So status really doesn't mean anything. What you need to do is network directly with those fancy hiring manager, the playlist that I just show you on LinkedIn on how to network, you should take a look at that. Okay. It's good that you're reaching out to other recruiters within Amazon, but you need to reach out to potential hiring managers. All right. You must. Hey, Ashley, appreciate the thumbs up. SD. Hi, Sunny. Good to see you again. Varnish Varan. How are you? I feel like I'm really loud right now, guys. Last few weeks ago, you guys were telling me that my audio was too soft. So this time I'm trying to pump up the gain. I'm a mechanical engineer. Would Amazon be interested to hire a guy with my background for non-tech role? Mechanical engineer would be a good fit for their devices. Devices meaning um, Kindle. What do they have now? Alexa. God knows. Amazon is always building something different. Things that I can't talk about. You could look for program management or non-tech role with some type of mechanical or hardware or consumer electronic um, background as well. Okay, so I would say yes, depending on the role. Again, guys, I'm not an Amazon employee because some of you guys actually reach out to me and ask me to help you apply to a job at Amazon and you really want to work there. I want you all to know if you haven't, I'm a career coach. I'm a recruiter, talent leader from Amazon Churn Career Coach, which means I can't help you. I cannot give you the job. Of course, I have a lot of network at Amazon, but you got to understand also, I have so many thousands of you guys that reaches out to me for me to, and I've also get a lot of you guys asking me to help you with my personal referral, which is not going to happen. That's what my VIP and other coaching platform is because a lot of them are Amazonian and it's a way for them to network. Okay. No hiring leaders or anyone in my network would like it when, thousands of people are coming to them. I call it spamming. Okay. Rodney, 49er from Texas. I love it. Let me make this big. Woohoo. We are not doing well, but I don't see myself putting on a Wilson jersey. Be very clear. I am a diehard San Francisco 49er fan. I grew up in California, and that's all I have known, even though Seattle is my home and I love Seattle. Aaron Cateras. I have an interview this Thursday. I'm very nervous. If you're very, very nervous, if you don't have at the bare minimum 15 story, my advice to you is postpone that interview and let the job be filled than to not be able to pass your interview. Okay, Aaron? Hey, Rodney from Texas. There's a lot of Texan here. How the cowboy doing? I have my second round interview tomorrow. Yay! Congratulations for making it that far. It is hard, even passing the recruiter screen these days because they're just so bombarded. Okay, you have to again, guys. You have to keep your story extremely short. 30 to 45 second is my recommendation. I feel like I've just answered your question. I attended a bunch of webinars with recruiters and hiring managers that gave me an understanding of what to expect on tech questions, but still nervous as a new grad trying to get into industry. Well, I'm gonna make you feel better. I have a lot of new grad who end up getting a position at Amazon, at Google, even and Apple, simply watching my video. That's it. Don't just watch my video. Everything is laid out so pretty and organized for you guys, which I still have more work to be done. I know, I acknowledge that to make the playlist even more simplistic for you to find things. But when you're looking at my work, you have to implement and do it. Most, if not every single one of my live stream or content has an exercise on there. And it does take a lot of the time to do that. Okay. Because recording a video literally takes the entire week. And it is over a year worth of work, and every single thing is in there. I am literally holding your hand and letting you know what the expectation, but more importantly, how you're going to get there. The how part is all over. It's like it's smearing over my entire channel. Okay. Sir 2014. Holly, is it possible that a previous interview made some comment after the interview that makes my application go to no longer consideration? Well, here's my feedback. Anything is possible right now because things are moving extremely fast. They're focusing on top quality or the top pick out of a lot of candidates. Okay. Oh, I feel like let me adjust this really quick. There you go. There you go. It's a little bit better. I feel like my head was a little bit too tall. By the way, this gaming chair by Downess, it is amazing. My back was hurting so bad I went through God, how many chairs? I went through 6 different office chairs. I even have a yoga ball. I've tried every single thing. This chair is amazing. I'm in love all over again. Wenli says how to answer a question of an example of a failure, and that's exactly what I have shown a little bit earlier. If you just listen to my tutorial and look at my example, don't overthink, guys. Do not overthink your story. Do the best that you can. If you read my example, you have to come up with your own. Okay. Even if you work with me, I'm not going to do it for you because I don't know your background, but I will help you get there. Okay. Everyone's got story. Everyone does. Most of all my customer tell me they don't have story, and they went from not having a story to being an Amazonian right now. Okay. In fact, there are so many Amazonian right now coming out of my community. I have created a Facebook group just to align them together because it means a lot to know folks who are new at Amazon. Your 30, 60, 90 days is critical. It's good to have friends, right? You guys are my friends virtually, but you're still my friends. Hi, SD. Interviewing for an L6 Amazon role, and after all the rounds, I was offered an L5. Is there any way I can push an L6? You cannot push an L6. Let's talk about leveling here. I talk a lot about leveling in my live stream. Level doesn't matter. It's depending if your experience, the way you articulate, is high level enough with the scope for a level 6. Go watch my last week's live stream where I talk about the difference between a level 5, 6, and 7. In fact, I talk a lot about that in a lot of my different stream. Okay. First of all, congratulations on passing through the Amazon offer. It takes a lot to get to a level 6. A level 6 at Amazon is relevant to a senior director scope at Google, um, at Facebook. I work for all of those companies. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay. When I say scope, I meant you're managing so many products almost immediately. And your expectations to scale, it's in like a few months from the moment you start, by the way, not a few months to get ramp up, like to start. You really don't have an opportunity to truly get ramp up because I remember I got my own laptop and pretty much had my first client meeting like the next day. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So the speed is really fast, and it's just that your ability to impact and how large was your impact determines an L5 and an L6 or an L7. Okay, so don't Amazon, among a lot of the company I work for, and I wanted to say 85, 90% of all the top tier tech companies, they're very fair in the interview process and evaluations. I've got customer who are directors at startup, who has a startup of 300 to even like 1,000 people, and they could barely make it past a level 6 position at Amazon. Okay. I've had like VP of an IPO, no longer startup, with a couple thousand employees. This is a VP, a very high level VP, and that individual is a level 6 at Amazon. Do you see where I'm going? So don't feel disheartened if you have a level down. Okay, because the task alone, your hiring manager and the hiring team, including the bar race, of course, really wanted to make sure that you're being leveled correctly so that they're setting you up to be successful. Monique, senior TPM, what are the top 3 LP we need to discuss? All of it. Ashley, I have a level 5 program manager interview coming up. I've heard they will test me on the 14 LP most likely. Well, they're not going to test you in an LP, but you're expected to know what the leadership principles are around your answer. Okay? Everything I just talked about. Bippo, Italian, another Italian. You welcome. Hi, Ankur. Thank you for the star. MLP. Is anyone interested in doing mock interview with me? Can anyone help? Well, I've talked about this in every single stream. Please do not drop your personal email address here. If you guys like, you're more than welcome to drop your LinkedIn profile for you guys to get connected. This is what we do in my VIP coaching as well as my star accelerator course. We the community member also get together to do mock interview. So at the end of the day, you have to be very cautious, okay? And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of bots in the social media. Now, everything you guys put on social will stay on social forever. You guys know that, right? Even if I remove my stream, my entire video, it's going to be backlogged somewhere in Google server. That's just expected, okay? Nothing is really deleted, so be very careful on what you put down. I'm doing you a favor, okay? Chander, how old can examples be from? Yes, absolutely, 5 to 6 years. If anything more than 5 to 6 years, it has to be an extremely extraordinary um, high level ROI impact, then I would go to like 8 years. But generally, employers don't really want to see or hear anything that are 10-year-old. It's just really old. The more current, the better. But 5 to 6 years is reasonable. Let's pick on someone that I have not helped yet. Altif. Hey, Altif. Altif says, for each role, is there different recruiter? Yes, every role has different recruiters. MLP says, can you please tell me what's the optimal time I should keep my answer? We have been literally talking about that in this entire stream. 2.5 minutes is when you don't make it through an interview. You guys know that, right? If you guys are talking more than a minute, the likelihood of you getting the job, it's a lot slimmer. Okay? A minute is a really long time, guys. Usually within 15-second, 30-second max. If I look at let's just example, my VIP coaching, generally there's about 15 to 20 people that shows up for each session. If I look at them, some of them are falling asleep. Okay. And these are all professional that has 15 plus to 20 years experience. Aaron, that's a good question. How to practice an interview when you are not a native speaker. Aaron, you're not alone. I'm not a native speaker. In fact, it's a big challenge learning how to speak English fluently. Okay? And yes, there's no shame. I use Grammarly to fix every single thing for me. You just have to practice. That's why I mentioned that you have to practice at least 50 times. Okay? I have videos regarding that as well. Hey, Romeo. I'm Beth, how are you? How are things going with you, Beth? Morgan, Beth, let me know if you have any questions, okay? Morgan says after 6 interview round and a written essay, I was told I passed, but the role has been filled. I'm now on a waiting list for the next 6 months until the new role is created. How often does this happen? It happens pretty often. Um, Morgan, I even have community member who landed an offer at Amazon and waiting for the offer to get approved. And in the process of waiting for it to get approved, the role got filled internally. Okay. So anything can happen, as mentioned earlier. I'm not surprised of what's going to happen anymore. Okay, you just have to continue. Don't just apply to another job. I would network to see who are some of the key hiring managers within Amazon that you would be interested in with similar role. Don't sit back and wait for 6 months for Amazon to call you. The odds of them calling you, I don't know, because there's just a lot of candidates for them to handle right now. Okay. SD. Holly, what advice do you have for the first 30, 60, 90 days? Well, funny that you asked. It is all in my VIP program. It's hard for me to tell you guys exactly the advice to give you because I can spend an hour just to tell you what your first 30-day is. Look at the last stream last week. I talk about the importance of onboarding. I talk a little bit about onboarding. I mean, Amazon doesn't really have an onboarding process. If you want to ask for my advice, someone who's been there for over 6 years, mention you are giving a laptop and just get the balls rolling. If your manager feel like you need more care in holding your hand, then you're probably not going to make it through. Okay, not because they don't want to, because like Amazon employees, especially hiring leaders, are so busy they don't have the time to. Okay, you know what? I may just end up putting a block out on how to get ready for your 30, 60, 90 days. But now would like to hit the ground running and implement all your advice, I would say leverage the people that have been doing your job and your manager. Whatever you do, listen very, very careful, SD, because I care. Your manager, by the time you go to your manager and ask your manager a question, you need to make sure if there's a way for you to find an answer through your peer or someone else where you are building relationship with immediately. If you can't find the answer, then go to your manager, not the other way around, okay? Because you don't want your manager as a new employee to feel like, oh gosh, I have to get this person up to speed. I'm falling behind. So your job as a new employee to your manager is to alleviate his or her pain in the workload, not creating more. All right. I think you understand. Beth, for Google, what should I expect during my second one-on-one product manager? What are the Google interviews looking for? Google interview is really looking for more of the conversational style. That's a little bit different with Amazon. Ultimately, they're looking for someone with smart. You know, just like all the other company, you don't have to have the exact experience, but I believe that you do have the exact experience and you would be a great fit for Google. In fact, it would be I would be disappointed to learn that they passed you because I thought that you have a phenomenal background and you're ready, Beth. You're ready to land. You're ready to get that job, take it home. Please do reach out to me on LinkedIn and let me know how it goes. My advice to you is I would continue recording via Zoom at least one in the morning and one in the evening. It is a full-time job, twice a day. And take the day before your interview completely off and check out. That's it. Okay. You guys all hear what I just say. It is a full-time job, guys. Full-time job. It's not even interviewing at Google or Facebook anymore. It's interviewing with anybody. Okay. You're interviewing with smaller companies, even worse, because they are probably having a budget for the one role, which is you. So you're competing with so many people. You need to get comfortable with recording yourself on Zoom. I must have said that about 10 times now. Okay. You need to make sure you're in frame. Look at my frame right now where I'm not too tall in the head. Um, you don't need the whole kabang in my background, but the background lights separate myself from the background because like I can actually touch the bookshelf. I'm squeezed. Yes. I am shameless. I'm squeezed in a little corner of my living room because my now 3-year-old pretty much takes over the entire house. Let's just put it that way. And I need to see what he's doing. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, for being here, for believing in me as your virtual coach. If you have not had the chance to, do give me a thumbs up as it does help my channel grow in the video, not emoji, but in the video. I will see a lot of you as my YouTube member on my Friday stream at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you soon.